down even further, a little bit up. And then maybe I'll bring the highlights down a good amount. And so if I was working on a series of images and just needed to very quickly change them, this is one way to do them. The other advantage of using this particular feature is if those images had already been adjusted. Let's say I adjusted every individual picture that was there. Usually if you're in the develop module, you're able to adjust more than one picture, and I'll show you how to do that. But whatever changes you make will be consistent between all the images. So if I move the exposure slider to +1, every image that's currently selected is going to go to +1. But if I use these sliders, that's not the case. What happens is it would increase whatever exposure setting was already on the picture. So let's say one of the images had the exposure setting at 0. The other image had it at +1. The other image had it at +3. If selecting those three images and hitting the arrow key next to exposure would increase all three, starting at whatever value it was at. So the one that was set to 0 might go to, let's just say, +0.2. The one that was already at 1 would go up to, I don't know if it would be 1.2, and the one that was at 3 would go up to 3.2. Does that make sense? So it's some semi-unique idea there. The other thing we can do here is I can select all, and I can apply a preset. So if I've saved any presets here, I can quickly apply them. Sometimes you end up with presets that give you maybe a vintage look to your images where they look kind of faded and things because that's the look you're looking for. Well, you can choose them here and quickly apply a certain black and white effect or whatever your other presets are. Like, remember the preset I had for adjusting blue skies or green grass. You could access it. You do it right here where it says Saved Preset. So I know that these are overly useful. It's just something that I find I never go to because I'm the type of person that is more meticulous and I enjoy working on individual images and spending a good amount of time with each one to make sure I get it to exactly the way I want. But if I needed to work on a huge number of images and do it very quick, I'm shooting a wedding and I need to deliver the images 2 days later, I might be in here clicking these real quick to fine-tune them. But that's known as quick develop. You'll find it when you're in the library module. You just select a few images, and then you can click on the various buttons to change your settings. Okay? And then remember with stacking, you go to the photo menu. You can also right-click on an image, choose stacking, and choose group into stack. Click on the little number in the corner to expand or collapse that stack. And if you find that you really wish this image was the one that was shown when you collapse the stack, I believe there's a choice in here under stacking called something like promote to top of stack or something like that. You can remove it from the stack. You can unstack the images. Collapse is the same as clicking on the number. You can expand or collapse all the stacks that is in the folder you're currently viewing. But here, move to top of stack would make it so the image I currently have selected is the one that shows up when the stack is collapsed. So those are some features that can also help us out quite a bit when organizing our images. So I know that was somewhat of a random collection when it comes to certain things that we went to, but I find a lot of those things to be useful, especially the combination of ratings, color labels, where I can change the name of the color labels, and smart collections. Because the three of them put together makes it so I can have it automatically search for things that are either in my labels of print testing or done, meaning they're really close to completely finished images that either have a rating of 5 stars, so I know I really like them, because some images I get to done and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of boring, but I'm done with it. So 5 stars, and then I can also say do that from either a folder or a collection of certain one. So I have one that's called Portfolio Iceland, and maybe I have it go through all those things in that folder. So I only get the ones that are really refined in that subject matter. So it's really interesting when you combine them. Anyway,